My first question: who is familiar with European culture, Christianity, and the Catholic tradition? Let's begin with the beginning. 3. In the European tradition, the development of the individual has been of greatest importance over the last 200 years. In 1784, Immanuel Kant said, "Enlightenment is the emergence of human beings from their self-imposed immaturity." A person who refuses responsibility for their life cannot be called enlightened. Enlightenment was also a very brutal movement. In 1799, the monastery and the village were burned down. A new epoch was meant to come into being, an age in which the individual stood above the community, above tradition, above the commons. Every person must recognize, develop, and unfold themselves as an individual. Every person is expected to have a business plan and is entirely responsible for themselves. Each individual is responsible for their happiness, their satisfaction, and for shaping a good life. 4. I am very happy to tell you about a completely different time. Not because I want to go back there, but because your studies introduce not only you to parametric and post-parametric modeling, which will soon lead to metabolic modeling. This place is just perfect for that. Because already 300 years ago, young monks stitched parametrically modeled prayers into the priest's garments with silk threads. Hundreds of thousands of automatically generated prayers? 5. But let's begin with the beginning. True to the European tradition since Immanuel Kant, we can start with 3 axioms. 1 cannot not, 1 distinguish, 2 observe, 3 act. This is a threefold selection. I could distinguish differently, I could observe something else, I could act otherwise. 6. This does not only apply to humans, it also applies to the software of smart machines. But we can talk about that later at Cashlatch. For now, look into this valley. Do you also see nature? Do you recognize that you are part of this nature? Do you see the 3 valleys? Do you see the distinction between nature and culture? This place is called monastery, in English, pattern, and the monastery calls itself Closter Dissentis. One possible interpretation is this: we accept that between people and their observations, dissent is, and we look for a patterned way of dealing with it so that we can shape a good life together. 7. I do not want to go further into elements and symbols, but I am glad if you try to follow it. It will help you read The Unterhaus by Gian A. Caminada. Again, outside is nature, inside is culture. In the church towers the bells, able to sound across the whole valley and celebrate connectedness. Here on the floor the raw stone, above it the differentiation into the most differentiated. Notice how Baroque forms place a wide frame of ornaments around every altar and every image, a sign that this is an interpunctuation and that it could be done completely differently. And above everything, God, Allah, Jehovah, the name for the unnameable. I hope this was a beginning from which one can begin. Let's go around, make your photos. I'm happy to hear what you are seeing. Do not forget to use the hashtag Cashlatch.